Welcome back to another week of 52 Weeks of Gaming. This week I decided I'm going to go and jump into another furniture game that I've been hearing a bunch about. The first one being the Total Reliable Delivery Service, and this one is a game called Moving Out, which it's simply about going and moving furniture in a house and putting it into a truck. But it's all about how it's done, and the videos I've seen of the company promoting it just looks ridiculous, and that's kind of my shtick. So I wanted to go and play it. And Moving Out is a game that's made by Team 17, who is super well known for the Worms series. They did Overcooked and Overcooked 2. They've done a ton of other games besides that, but they are huge developers. I've liked all of their games that I've played, and so seeing something like this where the whole purpose is to go and move furniture and put it into a truck pretty much as fast as you can, not worrying about breaking anything, was a lot of fun and something that I really enjoyed doing. And the game just recently came out as well at the end of April for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox, and Steam, so it's fairly new. I say fairly new, really new, but it was something that was on my radar from the beginning when they announced it a year ago, and really wanted to get into it. And so it's a moving game, as I've said. It's the whole object of each level is to go and pretty much put all the furniture and all the things that you need to inside the truck as fast as possible. You are timed for it. You get either gold, silver, or bronze, depending on how fast you finish. Now, once you go and finish one of the story levels, there are optional bonus objectives that kind of unlock, or you might do by accident, as I've done a few times, during the story level. So there's a few that are like that you would have to go and do the levels multiple times, because one objective might be don't break any windows, while another bonus objective would be break all of the windows. So obviously you can't do those two at the same time, so you have to do multiple playthroughs. There's also hidden consoles in each level that you need to go and find to go and get the achievement for that, and there's different locations for them. But it's something that you can do yourself, you can do with up to 4 people, because it's what is deemed as couch co-op, meaning that everyone's local on the console and can go and play it, but it's something that definitely would work better with more people, because you can kind of strategize on who's carrying what, and especially because there's larger things like couches and beds and refrigerators that might need 2 people to go and carry it. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're playing by yourself, such as I did, that you're restricted by anything, because you have what's called assist mode you can go and enable. It's just basically a way to go and make the game easier in a number of different ways. You can go and make it so things that are typically for 2 people are a bit lighter, so 1 person can carry them. You could decrease the difficulty level, so things that are like dangerous traps are removed from the game completely. You could extend the timers. You could make it so as soon as everything gets into the moving truck, it automatically disappears, because typically, like a normal moving truck, you have to kind of finagle everything to make it fit, and all those sorts of things. So there's tons of different things you can do in assist mode to make it as easy as you want, and kind of play with the rules there. On top of all of that, you have bonus levels that are either considered memories, which I could not stop laughing at just because the narrator for it. Like, one bonus level, for example, it's called The Great Flood of 83, and it's talking about how the town that the game takes place in, Packmore, goes and has a flood, and the memories are usually much shorter and much simpler levels, and so you just have to get these 2 boxes from where you are over to the truck, and then at the very end, once you go and beat it, he's like, that's the last time I leave my sink on before I go on vacation. And it's just these little quips that you're just like, what? Like, it's just ridiculous, but it fits into the tone of it. I mean, even before each level and even at the end, your characters listen to the boss, who is a cardboard box, and kind of goes and says, like, you guys don't get breaks, and they're like, great, we don't need breaks, moving furniture is too enjoyable to stop. and just how ridiculous it is, and it's just so over the top and zany and kind of self-aware of how ridiculous it is that I love it. It gives you all of those sorts of things, and then you have the arcade mode as the final mode that I was talking about before my tangent, that you can go and kind of, like the first one I did was you had a box and you just had to kind of jump platform to platform and beat this area and just get it finished there. Then once you got to the end, okay, you were done. But there's plenty of things to go and do inside the game that you could go and play it as many times as you want, and especially with the ability for couch co-op, you can go and do things like, okay, let's have 2 teams of 2 and they can compete on a level to see who can go and finish it faster. Because of a timer, you can kind of see how people are going to go and do and see different strategies you can go and have. And I see it as a definitely a video down the future for things to go and do, and I think that's great. I think there's a lot of opportunity in this game for replayability, and that's always nice to go and have in a game. It is something that allows you to go back and play it and try to get the better medals and try to go and get these bonus objectives and try to get all these little bits that make it unique and make it a lot of fun. It's definitely nothing I've played before. And that's what made it a lot of fun for me, and I had a lot of fun. Sure, it was stressful at times trying to go and move things or trying to go and get a bonus objective, because I swear I didn't go and touch any blue platforms, but apparently the game still says I touched blue platforms, even though I don't know how it goes and reads it, but that's a whole separate thing.